Ali, Laura's looking great for a little amount of sleep she's had. She looks like she's had 12 hours.
She's remarkable, isn't she?
Incredible.
What's up with me?
She's defying medical science, that girl.
I'm off to a trial after this. What do you think? How does Ali look?
Yeah, he looks well. He looks well.
Good answer.
Too much travelling though. I think it's taking its toll on him.
I tell you what, I think I'm still high on adrenaline because I loved last night. I thought the game in itself for me, Peterborough put up such a good fight in the first half.
Yeah.
Yep.
Quality wasn't quite there for City. Obviously, you know what City can do, and it just wasn't there. But the highlight of the night for me was sitting next to Roy Keane.
What was it like?
I'm obsessed. I just think he's the best person.
How was he?
He's good, doesn't he?
Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Honestly, I've worked with him once before, Carabao Cup final last year, and I was a little bit scared of him because you are, obviously, you know the persona.
Maybe you need to do a Man United game where they're losing. And that'll be a
maybe,
different
maybe
sort of
I've been
situation.
lucky. Maybe I've been lucky. But I promise you, with a pundit, all you can ask is for them to answer all your questions. And during the game, I just sat next to him for a little bit to say, like, tell me what you think Peterborough are doing right here. What do you want more from City? He was so generous in his information and so warm. I just loved it. I thought it was great. Joe Cole was good too. Morning, Joe. Sorry. Sorry, Joe. Sorry. But I'm always quite I don't know, overwhelmed by Roy Keane. I think that's I think most people would be, wouldn't you, if you're sitting in a room
Did you
with
ask
Roy
him
Keane?
about me? No.
I did actually, and he said, "Sorry, who's Gabby O'Connell?"
I suppose he didn't walk off the set. He asked him about me.
No, he was wonderful. Look, I just thought Peterborough did really, really well. We will speak about them in a little bit, but we are going to take a little bit of a turn for Antonio Conte because he said that his team need to push and work harder. This is after they crashed out the FA Cup last night. Here's what he had to say to make sure that their season isn't a failure.
I always say that if you want to become not competitive, if you want to become a strong team, the first important situation is to be stable and not to avoid up and down. And in this aspect, I think that we have a lot of space for improvement. There is only one way to do this, and to work very hard with the players, and to continue to also to learn about this defeat.
He sounds quite broken, if I'm honest. He sounds like that voice, you know, where you've been looking after kids all day and you get to the end of the day and you've got nothing left to give.
Yeah. Even a wine won't solve it.
The wine won't solve it.
But it may help.
But, Gabby, why? Why was it a couple of weeks ago we were going, wow, that is the best game that Harry Kane has played in a Tottenham shirt, and wow, Antonio Conte's finally got these guys firing, they're beating Manchester City, and then all of a sudden, fast forward a couple of weeks, not even a couple of weeks, they're flip-flopping between wins and losses, and now they're out the FA Cup.
I think first of all they're too reliant on Kane and Son. You know, they can't do it all. Middlesbrough's tactics were perfect. You know, we've seen them against Leeds. Leeds went man for man, loads of space for Son and Kane. That's how they want to play. Middlesbrough's tactics were perfect. But for me, though, Laura, Ali, I don't know why Spurs fans feel like they should be winning trophies. It's not like they're used to winning trophies in the last 20 years, are they? So why should they be winning the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup before Wolves, Villa, Everton, Newcastle?
Because they've got a world-class manager, that's why they brought him in?
Yeah, but it's not enough, is it? It's not enough, is it? You've got Son, Kane in the midfield yesterday, Holberg, Winks. None of them are really trying to make that clear-cut pass. None of them are running through to try and get a goal. You're playing 5 at the back against Middlesbrough, Championship side. Surely that should be a 4-3-3. Get Steven Bergwijn on the team sheet. Why play such a defensive formation against Middlesbrough? So for me, just strange. But maybe Spurs fans just have to get used to it. Like Everton haven't won anything in many years. Their fans are used to it. Lower expectations. Maybe that's what Spurs fans need to get used to.
I can't take you seriously. You're digging, aren't you? I know what you're doing. You are digging today. Are they still missing? I mean, what you're talking about that service. Are they still missing an Eriksen when he was in his prime?
1,000%. Someone to get on the ball and dictate the game. You know, Eriksen on his prime. Even for me, Ali, they've not replaced Dembele.
Yeah.
He was so good at Spurs whenever we played against him. Couldn't get anywhere near him, could run with the ball, drive forward. they're a million miles off. And for me, Laura, as well, what's funny, because I've checked their fixtures, Spurs, they've got Norwich last game of the season. It wouldn't surprise me if Norwich are already down and Spurs need a draw and lose.
Like
that would be the most Spursy thing to do ever.
It'd be like the Newcastle. Do you remember Newcastle 2015-16 season, where Newcastle finished third? Where Spurs finished third. Newcastle were already relegated, and they beat them. What was it, 5-something? I can't remember the result, but it was massive. Ali, what about Antonio Conte? If you're waking up this morning, you've just had this run, and you've already said publicly, "Look, I'm a winner. This doesn't happen to me. I don't know what's going on at the moment." What does his future hold at Spurs?
Well, he's got to prove he's a winner, hasn't he? He's got to turn things around. I mean, we spoke about it. It's the levels of inconsistency are remarkable that Spurs show. You know, as a manager and a coach, and as a supporter, it must drive you insane. Because, with the greatest respect, if you're a team like Wolves, for example, have a level of consistency. Although they've lost the last couple of games, big games away from home. They lost to Arsenal home, lost to Arsenal away. They're in all these games, Gabby. Do you know what I mean? There's a level of consistency that you get from a team like Wolves that you know they might not win every game, but you're going to get a level of consistency. You just don't get it with Spurs, and it must drive, as I say, supporters in particular crazy. However, getting back to Conte, Gabby. Now's the time. We're sitting here saying, I know he's a great coach, and a good manager. Now's the time he's got to prove it.
Yep.
Now's the time he's got to roll up his sleeves. I'll go back to his interview. I found his interview incredible. I really found it incredible for a leader of a group of men to come on and sound the way he did. I thought at very best was bizarre. I could not get my head round it. And I'm thinking to myself, is some lost in a language here? I don't know. I found it really, really, really strange and bizarre. But now's the time that Spurs fans have to look to their leader, and he's got to lead, and he's got to get them going again.
Ali, they're normally very organised, Conte's team, defensively. Even yesterday, you're playing the three centre-halves. But how many times, with better finishing and better playing the final third, Middlesbrough could have scored a few in the 90 minutes, never mind extra time. So we go on about Eric Dyer coming back is a good thing. Romero, who for me has been their best centre-half. But Leeds could have scored 4 or 5, Laura. You know, they hit the post, poor finishing from Leeds. So that defence is worrying for me as well, as long as the midfield as well.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.